Welcome, friends, to another exciting episode of A VGM Journey, and I'm your host, The Messenger. The track that we're playing into today's show is Main Menu from the game Wii Party, and it was composed by Toshiki Aida. I got a real fun show for you guys, and I really mean it this time because this is going to be an emphasis on party music. And I say let's kick things off with a track from Fortune Street. The track is Main Menu, and this was composed by Koichi Sugiyama. That track that you just heard, that was Main Menu from the game Fortune Street, and that was composed by Koichi Sugiyama. Fortune Street's a really cool game where it's pretty similar to Monopoly, where you roll a dice and you go through spaces and you could buy up property. But I actually find this to be a lot more fun than Monopoly. I think it's a little more fast-paced, but there's also a lot more to it as well, since there's also a stock market and some mini games that you can play to gain more money or assets. It's really cool. And you can also play as characters from the Dragon Quest and Super Mario series, which it's really cool that it just happens to be a crossover game as well. And the soundtrack is a good mix of some really fun original tracks. And it's also got some nice remixes from the Dragon Quest and Super Mario series as well, so that's definitely one to check out. And recently I played a mod of the game where it replaces the boards and characters with characters from the Kirby series. So you can play as Kirby and King Dedede, and it even has some new music as well. I want to say the name of the mod is Kirby Street, which that makes a lot of sense. So if you've ever played Fortune Street, I mean, that is one mod that's definitely worth checking out. I think for our next track, I'm going to go with something really special, and I'm super excited to share this with you guys. But this is coming from Party Project. The track is Wishes on the Wind, which that is the theme for Starlight Sanctuary, and that was composed by BlueLonerWolf. That track that you just heard, that was Wishes on the Wind, the theme for Starlight Sanctuary. It's from the game Party Project, and it was composed by BlueLonerWolf. You guys know how much I love the Mario Party series and its music. I mean, hell, I've covered the games on a few different episodes. I played random tracks here and there. And I've also guested on some other VGM podcasts and talk about the Mario Party series. And with Party Project, it is the ultimate Mario Party fan game. It's got everything that you expect from a Mario Party game. It's got the blue spaces that give you coins and the red spaces that take away coins. You got mini games, you got items, you got a nice collection of boards from throughout the Mario Party series, alongside some original boards like Starlight Sanctuary, where this song came from. It's got a real nice cast of original characters, but what's really cool about Party Project is that it supports custom characters and that you can do whatever you want with it. You can make yourself, you could use sprites of various different Mario characters, just whatever your imagination allows. I mean, that's pretty much the limit. And I will admit that I have yet to play Party Project, but I've seen enough gameplay to feel really excited about it. And I've even played Mario Party with some of the devs, including Char, who's I would say, the heart and soul of Party Project. This thing is his baby, and I definitely recommend everyone check out Party Project. I'll actually throw a link for that in the show notes. And the game is completely free, and it gets pretty regular updates too. And I will say about the track 4 Starlight Sanctuary, I think this is a really cool song. It's got a bit of a different feel for a Mario Party style board, but somehow I would find it fitting well with a Mario Party game. So I just want to take a quick moment and say you did a fantastic job on the track, BlueLonerWolf, and also just a little bit of a special shout out to Char and his team. You guys are doing excellent work with Party Project, and I'm really excited to see what comes next with it. We're going to move on to something a bit different, and this is coming from Rugrats Scavenger Hunt. The track is Angelica's Temple, and this was composed by Mark Mothersbaugh. That track that you just heard, that was Angelica's Temple from the game Rugrats Scavenger Hunt, and it was composed by Mark Mothersbaugh. I actually like this game quite a bit, despite it not being that great, and the track itself is pretty fitting for the Rugrats style. I mean, even having Mark Mothersbaugh do the music for the game. And the game itself, it's pretty okay. And though it's light on content with only having 3 boards, the more interesting board of the collection is Angelica's Temple, where the babies are all working together to find these pieces for these statues. And that the cooperative gameplay, I just find it very interesting for a board game style party game. And I wish I would see that in more games. I don't know. I just find that really cool. And the soundtrack, it's not bad. It's not bad stuff at all. We're going to move on to something a bit different, and this is coming from Pac-Man Fever. The track is Medieval Board, and that was composed by Jim Andron and Chris Tilton. That track that you guys just heard, that was Medieval Board from the game Pac-Man Fever, and it was composed by Jim Andron and Chris Tilton. And that's going to just about do it for the show today. If you guys like what you've been listening to, have your friends check out the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and we're also on TerraPlayer, which is the home for various different video game and video game music podcasts. So definitely check that out. You can email the show at vgmjourney@yahoo.com, and you could also check us out on X and Blue Sky at VGMJourney. We also have a Discord server for the show, which I'll provide a link for that in the show notes, where you could hang out with your fellow VGM journeymen and talk about games, music, and even look at some cool art. We're also going to play things out with one more track, and I think this one's really cool. This is the credits theme for Timejinx, and that this is coming from the Jackbox Party Pack 10, and it was composed by Elise Wattman. Have a good one, everyone.
When you're waiting for your special sign, just remember all we really have is time. Think back to all of the years gone by. Gee, you're missing and you're guessing what, when, and why. Timejinx, your future is the mission, baby. Timejinx, fly through space, come to save me. Don't blink. Timejinx, watch out for imposters and beware of the time. Change the course of history. Can you keep it all the same between you and me? When you think back, is the answer clear? Is the past too daunting? Can you recall the year? Timejinx, your future is the mission, baby. Timejinx, fly through space to the 80s. Don't blink. Stop for the time out and get your kicks in the time fix.
Hey, it's the Messenger again. I decided to throw in a little bonus track for the episode since I like you guys a lot. So I got another track from Party Project, and this is actually the Homestretch version for Starlight Sanctuary, which that's called Wishes in the Dark. And once again, it was composed by BlueLonerWolf.